everybody, welcome back. I'm Shane Green. Let's talk about Culture Hacker. Well, let's talk about wellness. See, month of August, we're going to be talking about wellness here, and that focuses on you as managers. Listen, I know we all deal with stress. The reality is a little bit of stress is kind of good for us and can really get us to achieve great things. But what happens when it becomes too much? World Health Organization believes that chronic workplace stress is now the #1 issue in the workplace. So it's about time we did something about it. So I wanted to take a few minutes to give you my top 5 tips as managers and leaders to help manage that stress better. The first place is take your breaks. Listen, throughout the day, our body goes through our ultradian rhythm. About every an hour and a half to 2 hours, our body goes through this cycle. There's an agreement. It'll give you large amounts of energy for that hour and a half, 2 hours, as long as you give me a break. What does that break look like? The first thing is walk away from your technology. Give your eyes a break, give your brain a break. Obviously, in that break, 5 to 10 minutes, get outside, go for a walk, drink some cold water, have a healthy snack, and stretch. Adjusting your posture is one of the most important things you can do to restart blood circulation, which is, if you've been sitting at your desk for a couple of hours, is the #1 thing you need to do to get that energy going back. So take your breaks. Second thing, exercise, body and mind. Listen, I don't need to talk about the whole exercise your body. You've heard enough about it. You hear it every day. You know you should be doing something. But what about your mind? One of the things that we're really big on here is exercising our mind every day at SGI. One of the things that sits in the back of our mind a lot is this idea of Alzheimer's. That is basically brain decay. When you do the same thing over and over again without new stimulation, the mind gets lazy. There's about 4 million people today affected by Alzheimer's disease. By 2030, there'll be 9 million. And here's the thing, this is not about older people anymore. Younger people are getting affected by it. So exercise the mind. Do brain games, learn a language, musical instrument, anything that gets the other side of your brain going and challenges you to think and do something a little different. So keep that in mind. Exercise, body and mind. Time management. This is a big reason for a lot of managers' stress. They just don't manage their time. The question is not, are you busy? Because I hear it all the time. Everyone is extremely busy, but you got to ask yourself, what are you busy about? Are you busy about those things that are going to give you the greatest reward? Are you focused on your priorities? Do you know what's most important to you? And those things have to be scheduled. Do you know when you're at your peak performance in terms of how smart you are every day? Listen, I wake up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning. I know it, I'm at my smartest at about 10:30, 11 a.m. So guess what? I make sure I'm writing, creating content, and doing things that really requires me to think for a couple of hours at that time of day. Use your time smartly. Don't let it just be randomly utilized by people stopping by your office, throwing things at you, responding to emails. You gotta have some discipline with this. Get control of your time. I promise you, it'll help you get control of your stress. The fourth thing is make sure you've got a good support system around you. That support system are the people that you can call upon, complain, when you get frustrated, people you can share ideas with. Listen, it's important that as leaders, we have those people available to us. And not all of them needs to be within your family. In fact, one of my sort of main pieces to focus on is that I try not to bring home the work stuff to the family. I make sure I have a strong support system of peers outside my business that I can go and talk to, yell at when I'm frustrated, but more importantly, share ideas off. We all have to get it out of ourselves. But taking it home to the family or sharing it with our employees, that's not appropriate. So keep that in mind. And then my final tip for you guys is remember, focus on bettering yourself. That means focusing on your strengths. The one thing I see too many managers doing is focusing on weaknesses and trying to compare and compete with other people. The reality is the only person you need to compete against is yourself. And you need to ask yourself, are you getting better each and every day? Listen, we all have strengths, we all have talents. At the end of the day, focus on your strengths and talents. Get really damn good at that. Because that, at the end of the day, is what people expect most from you. So there you have it. Focus on a little bit of wellness. Take your breaks. Exercise body and mind every day. Get control of your time. Have a good support system and key people that you can call upon when needed. And remember, when it comes to management and leadership, focus on making yourself better rather than just comparing to everyone else. Workplace stress is not going away, but we can do a lot better job of managing it. So there are my thoughts. Good luck. Let's get back into work after our summer breaks and let's do a better job of managing the stress. Cheers.